Here's a case story about a patient who couldn't spike a fever, and then she did. Patient is in her mid-60s, female, and has had Lyme disease for several decades. Multiple systems of the body are affected by this. Many symptoms: fibromyalgia, digestive upset, headaches, fatigue, also insomnia. And that's her main complaint. She really wants to be able to sleep without using Ambien. Over 6 months of time, we treated her and all the symptoms went away except the insomnia. And during this time, one of the questions I asked her was, when was the last time you spiked a nice high fever? And she told me it had been a long time. And I said, how long? And she said, decades. Couldn't actually remember, maybe in childhood. She remembers taking a lot of antibiotics and being very cold ever since then. Shortly after the antibiotic use, she was diagnosed as hypothyroid. So everything else is gone. All her symptoms are in remission except for the insomnia. I said to her, it might be possible that once your body is able to regulate its temperature a little more effectively, that your insomnia would go away. But I couldn't tell her for sure. And she said, well, what should I do if that were the case? And I told her, well, there is a formula you could take, but I practice in the town where I grew up. This woman has known me since I was 8 years old. I want to do right by her, and I don't know that I can promise her that this is going to work, but she really wanted to do it. She starts taking the herbs. I tell her what formula to take. She takes it home. I don't see her as a patient for a couple of years. Her husband comes in about halfway through this time. He's got some shoulder pain going on. We treat him. I asked, how's your wife doing? And he goes, fine, same as always, but nothing else. A couple months later, she calls me up out of the blue. Brian, I'm in so much pain. I was like, oh no, what's going on? She goes, I got food poisoning, but I'm so happy. Not what you expect somebody to say about food poisoning. She had a fever of 103 degrees. And once it passed, she started to sleep.